I'm Megan Strickland Wiggins, and this is Artifact 6, my digital citizenship mini lessons. I developed a series of digital citizenship lessons for my 6th grade social studies students, with the purpose of inspiring my learners to positively contribute and responsibly participate in the digital world. My Netiquette norms and How Would It Feel digital citizenship and empathy mini lessons provide evidence of Criterion 8, implement learning experiences for students to be empathetic and socially responsible. I created a lesson on social responsibility titled Netiquette Norms. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to describe the term netiquette, explain its importance in their current context, identify and practice key netiquette norms, and connect the concept of netiquette with prior digital citizenship topics. The lesson is divided into 3 parts. The opening will introduce students to protocols and guidelines for online interactions and discussions. Students will view 3 videos related to social responsibility and identify a list of netiquette norms to follow in the online learning environment. The work period provides students with an opportunity to practice netiquette in a safe space. For this activity, half of the student group will participate in a live online discussion board. The other half of students will observe their discussions and provide glows and grows using the identified netiquette norms. Student groups will then switch roles and receive peer feedback on their own use of netiquette norms in a discussion forum. The lesson closing promotes student reflection on their abilities to meet netiquette norms and make connections between netiquette and good digital citizenship through a final discussion board. Lesson extension ideas include students expanding their understanding of netiquette beyond the online learning environment to their interactions on social media. Students can identify additional netiquette norms for more informal online interactions through examining positive and negative aspects of social media netiquette using a platform such as Twitter. Doing so supports the connection that social responsibility in the online world and good digital citizenship apply to all online interactions and for people of all ages. I created a lesson on empathetic online behavior titled How Would It Feel? Digital Citizenship and Empathy. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to describe the term empathy, explain its importance as it applies to in-person and virtual interactions, identify ways to exhibit empathy, and connect the concept of empathy with other digital citizenship topics. The lesson is divided into 3 parts. In the opening, students use a video to define empathy. The work period provides an opportunity for students to practice showing empathy through the use of scenario-based learning. The lesson closing allows students time to reflect on their ability to build relationships and community in their offline and online worlds through empathy. Students can also participate in a spiderweb discussion related to a current topic to further their learning. A spiderweb discussion focuses on seeing an issue from both sides and avoiding making a determination one way or the other. Because of this, the spiderweb discussion protocol lends itself well to practicing empathy. I look forward to implementing these lessons with my students and assessing their learning and its impact to guide future instruction and activities in which students assume social responsibility and exhibit empathy in their everyday lives, both online and off. In Artifact 6, I share a series of digital citizenship lessons I developed for my 6th grade social studies students, providing evidence of my capacity to inspire learners to positively contribute to and responsibly participate in the digital world. My Consuming and Creating in the Digital World mini lesson provides evidence of Criterion 10, mentor students in safe, ethical, and legal use, including intellectual property. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to describe the purpose of copyright, detail 4 conditions of fair use, and identify their roles as online creators and consumers. The lesson is divided into 3 parts. In the opening, students will reflect on their experiences as online creators through a teacher-led discussion. Students will be invited to share examples of their digital creations. The teacher will ask students to consider how they might feel if others used their work and did not give them credit as the creator. Students will then identify ways in which they consume others' creations online and reflect on their own experiences as legal and ethical consumers. The work period provides an opportunity for students to extend on their own experiences to build their knowledge of the purpose of copyright laws and the concept of fair use through videos and discussion questions. The lesson closing prompts students to develop an online creation. Students then partner with a classmate to share their creations, identifying the rights they have to their own creation and the responsibilities when using their partner's creation. The mini lesson includes ideas for extensions to further students' knowledge and skills through examining a list of teacher-provided scenarios to identify actions that are acceptable and unacceptable according to copyright laws and fair use. I plan to share this mini lesson with my colleagues as a component of our digital citizenship unit administered each fall. In doing so, the lesson will have an impact on positive and responsible digital activities school-wide, as well as provide further opportunities for teachers to mentor students in safe, ethical, and legal technology use and intellectual rights and property in authentic ways within the context of their subject area. In Artifact 6, I share a series of digital citizenship lessons I developed for my 6th grade social studies students, providing evidence of my capacity to inspire learners to positively contribute to and responsibly participate in the digital world. My Putting Our Best Footprint Forward and Balancing Learning, Fun, and Safety Online mini lessons provide evidence of Criterion 11, model and promote management of personal data and digital identity, and protect student data privacy. I created a lesson on digital identity titled Putting Our Best Footprint Forward. The mini lesson includes the teacher and activities to model responsible practices, as well as convey to students that creating and maintaining a purposeful and positive digital identity is important for digital citizens of all ages. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to define the term digital identity, explain how a person's online actions can impact their present and future lives, and reflect on their own digital identity. The lesson is divided into 3 parts. In the opening, students and the teacher will use words, phrases, drawings, and photos to note characteristics, descriptors, and actions related to their online identity, including both personally and professionally as a student. As part of the work period, students and the teacher will take notes related to a set of questions using 2 videos on digital identity. Students and the teacher will then collaborate using their notes to create a list of guidelines they will follow to ensure they are putting their best footprint forward. In the lesson closing, students and the teacher will refer to their initial representation of their online identity from the lesson opening. Students and the teacher will place a plus sign next to items that meet the guidelines and a minus sign next to items that do not. They will then write ideas for addressing the items that do not meet the digital identity guidelines. I created a lesson on data privacy titled Balancing Learning, Fun, and Safety Online. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to define the term data privacy, explain risk associated with giving out personal and/or private information online, identify strategies for protecting their privacy, and make connections between data privacy and the concept of digital identity from the previous lesson. In the opening, students and the teacher will brainstorm places they visit online and through apps for learning and outside of school. The teacher will then ask students to consider what personal and/or private information they share, intentionally or unintentionally, when visiting these various places online. During the work period, the students and teacher will take notes related to a set of questions using a video on data privacy. The students and teacher will then read aloud Social Smart's Nothing Personal graphic novel. While reading, they will keep a list of the ways the main character's new phone affects her privacy and the privacy of her friends. Using their list, they will work together to identify strategies they can use to control their personal information and keep their data safe and private. In the lesson closing, the teacher will ask students to summarize the lesson and make connections between the previous lesson on digital identity. I look forward to implementing the digital identity and data privacy mini lessons with my 6th grade social studies students to model how I protect my own digital identity and personal data, as well as support learners in managing their identity online and keeping their personal data safe.